Here we go. Says the Rambam. Where are we? Perik Dalid, Halacha, Zion. We did Ches and Tes. Halacha Ches. We're still talking about proper behavior between Talmidim and Rebbeim. Shnayim Sheshalu. If two people come to a Rebbe and both ask a question at the same time, Echad Shal Echad Ke'inyan, Shal Echad Shalo Ke'inyan. Two questions, one on the Masechta that they're learning, and one on the Masechta that they're not learning. By the way, I think it's official. We had a Rebbe's meeting this morning. The Masechta for next year is Meseches Psachim. Meseches Psachim. That's what they're going to be doing B'ez Hashem next year. So if somebody this year asks for a question on Bava Batra and asks for Psachim, then what do? What order? Niskakin Le'inyan. The Rebbe should first answer the question that has to do with the Masechta that they're doing. Or Maisa V'Sheino Maisa. Niskakin LeMaisa. What if somebody comes and asks a Halacha LeMaisa question, and the other one asks a question in Lumdus? Answer the LeMaisa question first. That's more dachuf, that's more needed. Halacha u'medrash niskakin lahalacha. Similar. Not sure what's the difference between halacha and medrash, or maisa and eno maisa. Kind of similar. Medrash va'agada niskakin lemedrash. What's the difference between those two? Medrash sounds like medrash halacha. And agada is total agada. Agada v'kal v'chomer niskakin l'kal v'chomer. Kal v'chomer exer shava. Oh, we discussed that at length. It's kakin l'kal v'chomer. But think about why is this the order? If he asks a question on kal v'chomer exer shava, interesting to think about. Look at the sources where the Rambam gets this from. Where the Rambam gets this from, I'm not sure where the. I'll have to look in the Mefarshim what the sources are. Yishalin echad chacham echad talmud is kakin l'chacham. If two people ask a question at the same time, one is a great rabbi, one is a student. If they both answer at the same time, you should answer the chacham first. But if not, then you always go in order. Talmud v'amaretz is kakin l'talmud. Shneim chachamim, shneim talmidim, shneim amei aretz. Sholu shneim, shtei halachos, or shtei sheilo, shtei tshuva, shtei maisim. Everything equal. Harishus yada turgaman me'ata. Whichever one is chosen. Right? If two people put their hands up on the Zoom at the same time, so that is the prerogative of the Rebbe or of the Maturgaman to choose. Again, this is you focus on each one of these details, comparing the two, but this is just in terms of order of answers. I would just add, the Rambam says, Talmud and Ama'aretz, you answer the Talmud first. I would say unless it's a situation where the one who is further from Yadus and Judaism might feel bad if he's not answered. I think the Rambam would argue with that. I think the Rebbe always has to use his head as to, answering and the order and how they answer and what they answer. So again, the Rambam has these halachas, that's true, but one also has to recognize what the Talmud needs and what kind of answer he needs. Last halacha of the Perek. In Yeshenim, the Beis HaMedrash. There's no sleeping in the Beis Medrash. And the Rambam continues, except on Friday night during the Sicha. No, Chas v'Shalom. Says the Rambam does not say that. We should try to, stay awake throughout the week. Hashem understands, certain challenging times, but not in the Beis Medrash. Call him a snam name. Beis HaMedrash, Achmaso Nasis Kraim Kraim. Somebody, misnam name is even dozes. So his chachma will be ripped away. So again, this is only, I would say, in a case where the Beis Medrash was built al manas, that there's no eating or drinking or sleeping in the Beis Medrash. I think most Batei Medrash Bizman Hazeh, if you ask them, I'd rather Talmud put his head down for 10 minutes and not go back to his dorm room and take a 10-minute cat nap and go back to the room and then lost him for hours. So in that situation, I think the greater value would be just take a little nap in the Beis Medrash. But again, if the Beis Medrash was not made al Tanai at all, then okay. But here, it wasn't. So if that's the case, then you have to be very careful about the covenant of the Beis Medrash. Only Torah in the Beis Medrash. Only Torah. Afilu mishen esatesh. in Omer and Lo Refu based on Medrash. Even if somebody sneezes, not to say God bless you. Again, this was a certain level of base Medrash that there was no eating, no drinking, no sleeping, not even saying God bless you. If you can't say God bless you, you obviously can't say anything else, which is more chomer than giving somebody a bracha. One has to recognize kedusha. So again, even if we don't have batei medrash on this level, we have to realize the ideal of our batei medrash. Kedusha based on medrash chamura mikdusha based on knesses. Also a big topic in Maseches Megillah, and also discussed elsewhere. That a base medrash has a higher kedusha than in a batei knesses. You could sell one for the other, but that's the halacha. Sometimes base medrash could also be a base knesses because now we learn and we daven in both. We have learning in our shuls and we have davening in our yeshivas. We don't really have the separate category of base medrash and base knesses because they're both overlap. In the days of the Gemara, they had separate areas for both. This was in the days of the Rambam. Okay, this takes us through Perek Dalet. Through Perek Dalet of Hilchos Talmud Torah, 4 out of 7. 4 out of 7. We will continue. Okay, let's get to our sugya. Let's get back to our topic. I know I just gave you out the new topic, the new sources recently, but let's at least first finish off the Gosei sugya, and then we will move on. So yesterday we spent a lot of time relating to the machlokas rishonim about a Gosei. So again, we're not doing so much halacha l'maisa. There are very many cases. There are many cases, I should say, of halacha l'maisa, what we paskin in terms of the giving a get when one is a goseis. We'll see that at the end. Remind me, but in any case, this is a major machlokas rishonim, right? Can a goseis give a get? Can a goseis do other activities that require a maisa? Most rishonim say yes. Our Gemara is because he's a la bardas. And others say no. That's what we discussed at length yesterday. Rabbeinu Yoel, how did they read the Gemara in Sanhedrin? Afayin Ches, that was the Maharit. And we spent a lot of time at that Maharit, which is Misa B'dei, Kotzis B'dei Shemayim, Kotzis B'dei Adam, different directions. We even learned about the Malach HaLaves a little bit yesterday, and the different ways of death. That was the Avnei Nezer. But there is one section that, one thing left to do. The last section of our sugya. That is based on the Radvaz. Based on the Radvaz. Radvaz in Chelek Gimel. Chelek Gimel, Elef Lamed Aleph. Radvaz's shuvas are always great. They're always great. Radvaz lives right after the Beis Yosef, I think. He's an early Achron. He lived in Egypt most of his life. Then he moved to Eretz Yisrael. Or David ben Zimra. David ben Zimra. Gimel. Let me just find it. Elef. Where are we? 1 second. Why can't I find this? Gimel. So it's like Gimel, yeah. Gimel. Elef Lamed Daled. Elef. Here we go. Elef Lamed Daled. Beautiful. Says the Radvaz. It's the same Radvaz that is one of the commentaries on the side of the Rambam, right? In certain areas of halacha, we have the Radvaz with the Kesef Mishnah and the Magen Mishnah. The Radvaz is also there, same person. Says the Radvaz. He has this shaila, whether a goseis could be megarish or not. And he quotes the Rishonim. So some poskim say that they can't. And he quotes the whole Rabbeinu Yoel, and he quotes it as Rabbeinu Tam. He says we argue on that unique daya of Rabbeinu Yoel and the others. No, we say that Gosis can give a get and can do everything. Then he has his possibility, his unique line. And maybe we touched on this, those who were here last year, Eli and Avram and Aaron. Maybe we touched on this last year and get it. Od Efshar Lomar. The Al-Tarchach Lo Ama Rabbeinu Tam. He has it as Rabbeinu Tam. We said it as Rabbeinu Yoel and Rashi has it as Rabbeinu Tam. Maybe Rabbeinu Tam only said Chashivu Kameis Elagabe Matana. The Be'inon Makne Kone. Lefichach Tzarach Sheyelo Koach Gadol Hotzi Adavar Mirshuso. To do a kinyan, what does our Gemara say? To do a kinyan, a goses can't. It's fascinating. Look at this Radvaz. All the Gemaras are Kipshuto. What do we have? We had one Gemara that supported Rabbeinu Yoel, Rashi, V'chulu, and all the other Gemaras that supported the other Shita. Says Radvaz, wait a minute. All those Gemaras that you're able to do it when you're a Goses are about Gerushin. The one Gemara that Goses can't do it, our Gemara, is about Kinyanim. Says the Radvaz. Maybe that's the Chilik. Maybe that's the Chilik. A Goses cannot perform a Kinyan. You can't be Makne, you can't be Kone, you can't put something into your Rishus, take it out of your Rishus. Aval, here's the key line. Aval beget isha, misha shegirsha, zachsa me'atzma. At the second that he divorces her, she's zocha in herself. Ve'ena ella kimisalek rishuso me'aleha. What's Gerushin? He is removing his rishus from her. Shaharein gufa knuyala. He doesn't own her. Lefichach sagi koach koldehu. Afalgav davigoses. By Gerushin, you're not really doing anything. You're just removing yourself. You're not accomplishing a kinyan, and that's why it's okay. Says the Radvaz, Shita that we haven't really seen yet. Again, he's saying this for these Rishonim. It doesn't work in all the pshatim for the versions that we have. Because if you look in the Rosh Kiddushin that we saw, look in the Rashba that we saw in Gittin, their version is that Rabbeinu Yoel, Rashi, you can't do a kinyan, you can't do a get, you can't do anything. The Radvaz says maybe there's a chilik. Maybe there's a chilik between kinyanim and gerushin. A Goses can't do kinyanim. But gerushin, all the Gemaras that we had that were kashas are about gerushin, not about kinyanim. So maybe that's a chilik. Gerushin is different. All you're doing by gerushin, says the Radvaz, he's removing himself from the relationship. What we will call a siluk. That's the Radvaz. Unbelievable. And if you look in Rabbi Yosef Engel, the Gilyonei Hashas on that Gemara in Kiddushin, on Daf Ayin Ches, he quotes this Radvaz, and he says, Vizu Svara Mechudeshes. It's a very new Svara. Gerushin Chashuvim Ratziluk Lo Hakana. Gerushin is just a removal. There's no kinyan going on by Gerushin. Sarachiyun. How can you say that? In the Hid Lagabe Gufa Isha. Look, you're right. The woman is not owned by the husband. It's considered a siluk for her. Fishen Gufa Kanilo. Mikol Makom Lagabe Haget. Sarach Shayeti Mirashuso. Fine, she is not a davar hanikne, but the Maisa Gerushin is a Maisa Kinyan, says the Yonei Hashatz. I forgot, that's his lashon, right? She's not. I'll agree with you. She's not a davar hanikne, but the Gerushin is a Maisa Kinyan. Mikol makom lagabe haget tzarach sheyetze mirashuso yabel ershusa. Imkain havi le kematana. The EF shalagose sheyikna la get. That's the machlokas, the Radvaz, and the Gilyonei Hashas of Yosef Engel. So what's the root of this issue? Yaakov, you had a question first, yeah?
Do you know when you say in Maseches Smachos that you could?
You could what?
Do a kinyan, a gosses.
No, the Maseches Machos just gave examples. Dvarim de Memela. Dvarim de Memela. Not say that you could do a kinyan. Remember that was the language. The language of Maseches Machos said, "Goses harik chayla chal davar zokek liyibum potem and liyibum machil betruma posel truma nochel manchil," things that happen automatically. So says the Radvaz, maybe this is a chilek, and Rabbi Yosef Engel argues. This is really a major issue. Just to give you one source on each side. Is there a teammate, so to speak? It says like the Radvaz. Is there one that would say like the Gilyonei Hashatz? So first, the Radvaz, I guess. Well, let's do the more pasha one. The Gilyonei Hashatz. It's a kinyan. Rishonim say this too. I didn't give this to you because I just found this today. But there's a Tosfos Rid. If you look in Kiddushin or Marmakomos, Kiddushin Testament Aleph, the Gemara there tells us, what does it say in a Shtar Kiddushin? Everybody with me? That's how we stuck. Are we frozen? Are we good?
We're good, Rabbi.
We are Kiddushin Daf Tes. So where did the Radvaz and the Gilyonei Hashatz, where did this come from? So you look on Kiddushin Daf Tes Amud Aleph. Gemara says Bishtar Ketzad. The Gemara is talking here about Kiddushay Shtar. A person gets married through a shtar. We don't do this nowadays. We use money. So he, man, writes to her. The man writes to the woman. He gives her the shtar. Maskavlar Zera Bar Marmal. Zera Bar Marmal asks, "Udami Haishtara Lishtar Zvin." 1 second. Doesn't make sense. A husband writes the shtar. When you have a shtar for a transaction, who writes the shtar? Pasam mocher kotzev lo sadai mechur lecha. The seller. If you sell a piece of land with a shtar, the seller writes, "My field is sold to you." It's like a deed, and he gives it over. And here by the husband's one that is in Kona. So it's not a parallel. You're telling me by a shtar kiddushin, the husband is the one that writes the shtar? Yes, the Gemara. But we have a precedent, shtar mechira. By shtar mechira, the seller writes it. So why by marriage should it be that the husband writes it? Isn't he the Kona? That's the Gemara's question. The shtar kiddushin doesn't fit the rules of shtar mechira. Asks the Tosfos Rid. Separate sefer on kiddushin is always amazing. The Tosfos Rid Ra'isi Makshim. Tosfos Rid. What's the Gemara bothered by? Why does a shtar kiddushin have to be like a shtar mechira? Right? What does one have to do with the other? Oh, the shtar kiddushin is the kona, and the shtar mechira is the seller, but they're not the same. What does kiddushay shtar learn from? You don't learn it from Ephron. Remember, money kiddushin you learn from Stay Ephron. Where do you learn shtar kiddushin from? You learn it from get. Element hekesha de v'yatza v'haisa. That's the hekesh of comparing Gittin and Kiddushin. You learn it from v'yatza v'haisa. The get isha balkosvo. Who writes the get? The husband. Who adin shtar eris in balkosvo. And so too by the shtar Kiddushin. The husband. Amai bina shiyadamra l'shtar mechira asada. So what's the problem? You're telling me the Gemara is bothered, oh, it's not like a shtar mechira? Okay, so what? If I get, that's all you need it to be like. Shtar kiddushin is like get, at both times the husband writes it. It's not like shtar mechira. Says the Tosas Rid, everybody with me? Here's the line for us. Ve'ein zu kushya shel klum. I don't think this is a kasha. I don't think this is a kasha, right? What was the kasha that he heard people ask? How could the Gemara ask from shtar mechira? What do you mean? Just it's okay. It's similar to get. Says the Tosfos Rid. Have the same problem by get as you have by shtar mechira. Have the same problem. It doesn't answer the question. What do you mean? What was this question that he quoted? Well, it's just like get. By get and by shtar kiddushin, they both times the husband writes it. It says the Tosfos Rid. But by get and kiddushin, the husband's playing opposite roles. And here's the line: the ein ze kushya shel klum. To get ishanami shekosev abal mibnei shehu hamakneh the isha niknes the kosev la hare at megureshes mimeni umakneh lagufa. By gittin, the husband is ki'ilu the mocher, the makneh. By kiddushin, he's the koneh. The woman is makneh herself to the husband. Says the Tosfos Rid. He quotes a question on the Gemara's question, and he answers it by defending the Gemara's question. Again, what was the question? The question of the Gemara was, how could it be that shtar kiddushin, a husband writes, he's the koneh, when you buy a piece of land, the seller writes it. Ask the Tosfos Rid. He quotes a question. Why do you need it to be like a shtar mechira? Let it just be like a get. It's like a get. Both times the husband writes it. And what does the Tosfos Rid say? A get, you have the same problem. The Gemara could have asked the same thing. Because by get, the husband writes it, where he's the makneh, and by shtar kiddushin, the husband writes it, he's the koneh. So you have the same problem by get as you do by shtar mechira. Gemara says, "What do you mean? It's not like shtar mechira." So they say, "No. So they ask on the question, "Why is it such a problem?" It's like get. The Tosfos says, "Yeah, you have the same problem by get. It is also the mocher of the, so to speak, of the husband." But why is this important? And I'll take the questions. Because the Tosfos Rid is clearly saying that there's kinyanim going on by Gerushin. He's using the lashonos of makneh and koneh. He's not saying masalik atzmo, as the Radvaz said. Radvaz said, oh, he's just being masalik, and therefore a goses could do it. No. He's talking like the Gilyonei Ashas, like Rabbi Yosef Engel. Tosfos Rid. There's a real kinyan going on. There's a real kinyan going on by Gerushin. Yeah. Avram. Yeah.
Did the Tosfos Rid answer that the Gemara could have asked by get that the Baal shouldn't write it, or that it actually makes sense why by the get the Baal writes it, and you can't relate?
No.
I
think he's saying that don't. He's defending the Gemara's question. Same like this question that he quoted a question on the question. He's answering that question, so you're left with the Gemara's question. He's saying, I get you to have the same problem. Gemara asked it by Mechira, but it's the same problem of it's going in the wrong direction.
That by
going in the wrong direction is written by the wrong person. I get that's a din in the Torah. Shtar kiddushin. Gemara says how shtar kiddushin is being written, so you have to have a precedent. So Gemara says, but it's the shtar mechira can't be a precedent. So the question on the Gemara is, okay, get is a precedent. So the Tosfos Rid said get's also not a precedent. It's all a problem.
Because get makes sense, but you couldn't relate shtar kiddushin to get.
Get per se, get is like shtar mechira. They're both going in the same direction.
So
it's not
get
like shtar kiddushin.
In of itself that it works. Why the Baal would write the get, because he's the makneh. Just you shouldn't relate Kiddushin to get because it's the wrong direction.
Right. Okay. Somebody else had their hand up? No. Okay, so that's the Tosfos read. But Radvad says what he says. So is there anyone who is on the side of Radvad? Radvad said, Erishin is not really a Kenyan, it's a Siluk. So there is a very well-known, much discussed Shita that doesn't say exactly Siluk, but what he does say is that Gerushin is not a Kenyan in the normal sense of the word. This sugya was made famous by the Ksos. By the Ksos. I would say this is top 10 Ksoses in terms of discussed by later Mefarshim. Top 10 Ksoses. Simin Reish. Simin Reish in the Ksos. Simin Reish Os Beis. I'm sorry, Os Hey. Simin Reish Os Hey. What does the Ksos say? Nistapakti. Have the following suffix. Ruvain shenasan shtar matana l'Shimon al beso. Ruvain is selling Shimon his house. Ruvain is selling Shimon a house. V'nasan hashtar toch beso. He wants to put the shtar in the house that he's selling. V'amarlo hineni nosim l'cha habayis imashtar matana shebesocho. Can he put it in the house? Shimon will be Kona, the shtar, basically, because he's buying the house with it. What's he talking about? You know that halachically a woman doesn't have a yad. A woman doesn't have her own rishus. How does she ever get her get? How does a woman get her get? She has to have it in her rishus, but her rishus is her husband's rishus. She ever get that? Again, there is a magical principle in Ilchos Gittin. How could a woman ever get her get? Right, everything she has, her hand is her husband's halachic hand. How does she ever, get a get? She has to have it in her rishus. That's the magical principle called Gita biyada ba'in ke'echad. Her get and her hand come at the same time. It's circular. Really, logically, it shouldn't work. But how does she get? She can't get her get unless she has her own hand. The get gives her hand. Ba'in ke'echad. Magically, somehow, it happens at the exact same moment. She gets her hand, her halachic hand, then she's able to get the get. That's the principle of Ban Ke'echad. Ask the Ksos, could you have that by a shtar matana as well? I'm selling you a house. I'm going to put the shtar matana in the house. And I'm going to say, okay, it's yours. Does that work? Could we say boin ke'echad by shtar matana? If I put a shtar in your property, fine, it works. But what if I'm putting a shtar in the property that I'm trying to give you? So it's really not yours until you get it. So how could the shtar work? So do you say boin ke'echad when it comes to shtar matana? That is the question of the Ksos. That's the question of the Ksos. And he says, for sure, not. For sure, not. You cannot say bon ke'echad here. It's not his house yet. If it's not his house, then the shtar can't be in his house yet. How can you have that zechiyah? Right? So he says by matan it shouldn't work. You can't have the shtar in your rishus until the house is yours. The house can't be yours until you have the shtar in your rishus. So it's circular, it doesn't work. What about a get? What about a get? Get. Chatzera v'kita bon ke'echad. Here's the magical line of the Gsos. Over the past 400 years, this Gsos has much discussed. 300 years. Nira to get shiny. Get is different. Says the Gsos. To get isha ude eved lo ba'i zechia. Sheyizka derech zechia. A get does not have to be acquired by the woman. It doesn't have to be nikne to the woman, says the Gsos. How do you know that? Two rayas from Hilchas Gittin, says the Gsos, that you're not dealing here with a normal kinyan or with regular zechia. Number one, even d'isha v'eved bal karcha. Number one, it could be against her will. You can never have a kinyan against somebody's will. Divorce bal karcha, according to the Torah. So that shows, that reflects this is not a regular zechia kinyan. Number one. Number two, Ein zechia b'isure hana. Where is it? I'm sorry, I lost the place. Ein zechia b'al. I'm going to get to the one too. I'm sorry, I jumped the gun. Ein zechia b'al karcha. Elavadai isha lo boy rak nasan biyada. All you need is a maisa nesina. You don't need a kinyan. You don't need zechia. That's what gerushin is. And only there do you have this magical principle of boin ke'echad. It could happen in the exact same moment somehow. Can't be. So the fact that it can be forced shows that it's not a regular kinyan or zechia. Number two, second halacha that shows this. Kasher. You could write a get on something that's asur b'hana and give it to the woman. If I write a get on asur b'chalav, that's a little hard. If I write a get on an ashera tree, a piece of an ashera tree, and I give it to the woman, a branch of an ashera tree that I already cut. It works. Isurei hana. You can't be zoche. You can't be kone isurei hana. Yavagav deleka torah sechia klau isurei hana. Ella vadai shum de gerushin balkarcha lo boy zechia klau. Ella in nasan biyada. So basically, three things that only apply to Gittin and not to other kinyanim. Balkarcha, isurei hana, and boin ke'echad. And this principle of gita v'yada boin ke'echad. Says the Gsos, so it does not apply by matana. It can't apply by matana. Matana is a regular kinyan. Elavat lefiza nireh shtar matana shekasu al isurei hana below mahani. Doesn't work. Doesn't work. And he gets into, which is not our issue now, what about a shtar kiddushin? Shtar kiddushin is compared to a get. So is that also an asina? Is it not? That's the continuation. You can look. That's the Gsos. So he doesn't use the same words as the Radvaz, but it's definitely in the same ruach. The same ruach as the Radvaz, that it's not a regular kinyan. Radvaz called it a siluk. Gsos calls it a nesina. Just a maisa nesina. Anyway, why did the Radvaz do this? To suggest maybe those Rishonim that don't allow a Goses to do it is only by kinyanim. But by gerushin, it will be okay. Again, that's not the formulation that we have of some of the Rishonim. But this is his suggestion. And there could even be, and I'll finish with this point, then I'll take your question. There is a Rashi in Eruvin. There's a Rashi in Eruvin that some point out, Sadi Beis Amid Beis. Rashi in Eruvin says the Lashon, the get lo kani leisha, the neighbor nishti isha basar get, the isha lo bayi lemikne gita. So sounds like Gsos. The woman does not have to acquire her get. Isha lo bayi lemikne gita. That's the lashon of Rashi. Eruvin Tzadi Beis Amid Beis. Look at what that sugya is talking about. Either way, this is a suggestion of the Radvaz. Okay, Nathanael.
Does that mean that, according to the Radvaz and the Ktsos, the lashon of Yeish Nochlin in the Mishnah is lav davka?
Good question. You find not only that lashon, but there are many times you have the lashon of mikne gita. They would have to say that that's not really the halachic opinion. That's just the, for lack of a better word, right? What do you say? The woman's status changes. Rabbi Rosner once pointed out that kinyan really, the word kinyan really means, and this is probably the better answer to your question, thinking about it now, we usually use kinyan to mean a transaction. Kinyan in the larger sense doesn't really mean transaction. Hashem, we say every Friday night, is Honei Shamayim Ba'aretz. Really, how much did it cost? How much did he buy it for? It's the Honei Shamayim Ba'aretz. So he didn't. What does kinyan mean? A status change. He created the world, therefore he is the status of the owner of the world. Ha'isha niknes means the woman's status changes by marriage in three ways. And that's what they would say niknes is. That's a good point. That's a good point. Okay, just add that in. Status change. Okay. And just halacha l'maisa, just to finish the sugya, Even Ezer, the Shulchan Aruch in Kuf Chaf Aleph. Kuf Chaf Aleph is Hilchos Gittin. Kuf Chaf Aleph, Hilchos Gittin, Sif Zayin, Shulchan Aruch Paskins, Gosses, Hareyu Kachai, Yachol Garish. Rov Rishonim. Gosses can divorce as long as we know that they are sound of mind. The Yeish Omrim, Afka Gosses Shemedaber, Aval Ina Medaber Lo, Yeish Lahachmir. Only if he's able to talk, right? Not if he can't talk. And again, there are many different sources on the page here. If you want to look it up, the Pitzvei Tube is always interesting. A lot of mafarshim on the page. Okay. Just to yes, Naftali. So put the Shulchan Aruch back.
Why does the Ktsos even need to bring up the point of Ban Kafad if not even a kinyan by Get?
If what?
If Get's not even a kinyan, why do you need to say Ban Kafad? You should only be calling if it's a kinyan.
It's not a. You're right. I mean, he's saying Ban Kafad is not really a zechia. I mean, it happens to be that the get has to be in her rishus. It has to be a nesina into her rishus. So it still has to become her rishus. It's not through a kinyan. That's the Ban Ka'echad means it magically she gets her independence. Her independence through this physical act, not through this kinyan. Through this physical act, she gets her independence. That's how we would say. Okay. Just want to end the sugya with a fascinating agadita. Agadic vart. Agadic vart. It's what we would call a chap in Yiddish. Okay, here we go. If you look at the top, once we did, the first line of Maseches Machos, if you open up a Maseches Machos, and I hope some of you did, now you'll at least know what Maseches Machos is, right? Right before Maseches Machos starts, Perek Aleph, Halacha Aleph. On the top of Maseches Machos is a 3-line brisa. Like, what is it doing there? Like, how did it get there? I don't know how it got there, but this is a shot of why it's there. If you look on the top of Maseches Machos, it says as follows: Vayehi b'chatzia laila v'Hashem hika kol b'char be'eretz Mitzrayim. It was the middle of the night. Hashem smote all the firstborns. Diksiv kili kol b'char b'yom hakosi kol b'char. All the firstborns are mine because from the day that I smote them. What's the kasha? Did Hashem kill them at night or during the day? It says Vayehi b'chatzia laila, Hashem hika kol b'char, and it says Yom hakosi. Was it by day? Was it by night? Amar Rabbi Yochanan, afal pi shehika osam makas maves bechatzi halayla. Even though Hashem hit them a deathly blow at midnight, they didn't die yet. They didn't die till the morning. Hashem hit them at midnight. They didn't die till the morning. You give something to a kid, you want the mother to know about it. Here too, Hashem wanted the Jews to know about it. Af Hakadosh Baruch Hu Amar Odia lebanai hamisa shatekes osam azos shesoneim heich mesim bala tishmar nafshadam ala bok shiru bnei banai besoneim. Okay, so Hashem smote them during the night. They didn't die till the morning. What is going on? Why? What is this doing here? Right before Maseches Smacha starts. So if you look on the bottom, the Nachlas Yaakov is the classic commentary on the Maseches Machos. So he says, look in Sanhedrin. Look in Sanhedrin on Daf Lamed Tes. Look in Sanhedrin, Daf Lamed Tes. 1 second, let me find my Sanhedrin. Where's my Sanhedrin? Sanhedrin Lamed Tes. Says the Gemara. This belongs on famous Gemara's Avram. It's not there yet, but it belongs on there. Okay. Says the Gemara, Lamed Tes Amud Aleph. Start with Amalei towards the bottom of the page. Amalei Ahu Mina Rabbi Avo. A certain heretic was talking to Rabbi Avo. Elokechem Kohenhu. Your God is a Kohen. Truma. It's Truma, he must be a Kohen. The heretic asked Rabbi Avo, if he's a Kohen, he wanted to eat Truma, then when he buried Moshe, what was he Tovel in afterwards? Become Tameh from Moshe Rabbeinu, right? So what was God Tovel in? Asked the heretic. And if you say with water, no, there's a pasuk in Yeshayahu that God can't fit in the water. In fire. Fire is even better. Hashem comes in fire. Does that help? Doesn't feel out to be in a mikvah with water? And he answers him, no, Adarabba. No, the Iker is Benura with fire. Because what does it say in kashering? What's even better than hot water? Fire. Libun. That's the Gemara. Okay, Rabbi Avo is playing around with him. Right, so he asks, this, right, how did Hashem become Tahar? Asks Tosfos. Why did the min ask a better kasha? How did he make himself tummy in the first place? Tosfos is getting into the lamdonis of the min. Right, the heretic lamdan. As Tosfos, why did the min only ask, how did Hashem make himself tar afterwards? Why did the min ask, how could he make himself tummy in the first place? The Kohen can't make himself tummy. Answers Tosfos, no. Nikru banim lamakom. Bnei Yisrael are banim lamakom, so you can be matami yourself for a child, one of the 7 relatives. Alo kasha lehech nitma Yisrael nikru banim lamakom. That's Tosfos. You have the Gemara, and you have Tosfos. We have to. Let's just finish one more line. So what's a kasha now? That answer of Tosfos works for Beri Moshe Rabbeinu, Banim Lamakom. But what about Makas Bechoros? What about Makas Bechoros? They were not Banim Lamakom. And what do we know? Anivelo Saraf, Anivelo Malach, Hashem did it himself. Bechvodu v'atzmo. Go back to the kasha. How did Hashem, who's a Kohen, matami himself? This isn't Chassidish Torah. This is Tosfos and the Gemara. Right? Tosfos asks, right? How could it be Mitame Banim Lamakom? So, what about the Egyptians? How did Hashem do it? Says the Nachlas Yaakov. That's what's going on here. The beginning of Maseches Machos. What did it say? Hashem hit them at midnight, but they didn't die until the morning. And you have to read that with the first line of Maseches Machos. Gosses harayu kachai l'chol dvarav. And the Gosses says kachai. And therefore God was not matami himself. Shalom al Yisrael, everything works out. That is the hakdama to the first line of Maseches Machos. 1 second. That's the introduction to Maseches Machos, answering the kasha that you would have on Tosfos' kasha. And again, if you ever need a Dvar Torah for the Seder or for any of those parshios in Sefer Shmos, here it is. These 5 minutes have your Dvar Torah. I mentioned it in Haggadah Shir about 15 years ago. But this is it. Yes, Avrami.
But then wouldn't they be ghosts in Bidei Shamayim, and then a coin wouldn't be able to go near them anyways?
So you're asking based on the rush that we did. I don't know if that's Gosses B'dei Shamayim or the Adam. If Hashem does it, I'm not sure if it's the
Hashem did it
Malach
himself.
HaMaves. I don't know if that's like the Malach HaMaves yet or not. Maybe it's like Gosses B'dei Adam. Sounds like he smote them. It wasn't normal death. It wasn't regular death. Maybe it's like B'dei Adam, right? Relating that to the rush. Like B'dei Adam. Anyway, this is the hashkafic note on the end. Okay.